what just bashing black women. I don't.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
24. From 1981 to 2015, are you aware of what was happening on popular media, daytime TV, movies?
Yes.
Black women have been able to have the public square, the town hall, to make the color purple, waiting to exhale. Sally Jessy Raphael, Oprah, Rolanda, you name it, daytime TV for decades. Judge shows, Maury, to sit there and tell the world black men ain't shit. So, due respect, ma'am, one black man on a YouTube channel in 2020 simply stating for 6 months issues that men are having. I find it rather rich that you guys are so upset about it. When you've had 40 freaking years.
Hmm. I mean, I just feel like even that though, that's not something to be proud of. It's a terrible depiction of our lives.
Really? So why don't you show me the channels of the women like yourself who are going to shout down the women who call black men dusty, crusty, down low, dominated, beta male? Where? Show me the women use the channels. I mean, I'm quite sure since you found me, I'm sure you have to see them. And I would love to hear some of the times you. I want to see the comments you make in their comment section saying you're just talking about our black men like they're not worth nothing. You tell me you do this. I know you got to do this. You don't?
Make negative comments.
No, no. Go to the women who make negative comments about black men and ask them
Mm.
to put some balance in or chastise them or tell them it's not right. I know you got to do that.
Okay, I think that that's valid. Like we can talk about balance.
Uh-oh. Oh, so essentially she's admitting to not doing that at all. Okay, so cool. So when those type of women bash black men, it's no problem. But when men speak up and then go ahead and pick out some of the few things that black women do to black men, then it's up in arms and it's uproar. No, we got to cut that BS out. You see, when Kevin started making his content, he started giving men gems, information, things to go off of, and also exposing the lies, inconsistencies, and manipulation that a lot of these women come and bring to this platform, bring out into the world. Let's not even just say this platform, into the world. But now he's exposing it, and he's teaching men. Well, guess what? All that lens that you guys were looking through before, here's the actual truth. Here's the truth behind it. You don't have to meet every single woman and spend a year with them to go ahead and figure it out. I'm gonna go ahead and ask the right questions, get most of that information that would have took you months, and I'll show it to you in minutes. And that's the difference.
No, no, I'm saying, but you do that? The answer is no.
Okay, no, I agree. Like,
Okay, so, and there are 50
mhm,
times more channels out with 50 times more channels out there for women saying that about men versus me.
uh-huh.
So I think you're bashing me.
Okay, that
You're focusing on me when I'm in the minority. Men's channels and
no, you're
platforms are
not the
small. Oh
minority.
yes, ma'am, I am. Oh yes, ma'am. 40 years. 40 years. 40 years.
Hmm.
40 years you've had. And I'm one black man on a YouTube channel. And even yourself on YouTube, you're telling me you haven't been to a black woman's channel and said, ask them to do the things you're talking to me about. See, you guys have no problem shouting a man down who says something, but you won't
No,
go
we do
until.
not. No, I can't. I'm just saying, I cannot agree with that because that's not even the role that I take in my personal life with my father, with my husband. I don't do that, but I just feel like where do we get to a better ground where everyone just
Well, I'll tell you where we get to a better ground when there's some balance. Here's how we get to a better ground. Stop coming to men like myself and saying, ooh, stop saying your side of the story when you've had 40 years, millions of dollars, and a lot of black male carcasses laying in the ground. Asking now you want to have balance. Now you want to say, well, turn the volume down. When you weren't asking for that, when TLC was talking about Scrubs and heard it all before, and Tyrone and all this other shit, you weren't saying none of that. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to have to sit there and listen. Because black men in general, black men in particular, got a lot to say. And black women have been heard. Men are going to be heard because you can't do anything without your men. So as a woman, to start trying to ask your men to not speak after they've not been heard is rather rich.
Okay, but can I ask a question? My question is how do you feel about the image of the black man being propped up for demeaning black women? Like the image of black men is like, oh, black men hate black women. They're always coming for black women.
Who's propagating that image?
Black men. I mean,
no. Who's propping up the image of black men demeaning black women and coming for black women?
I personally believe that this is preferred by white society. I think that it's for us to be attacking one another just consistently.
But who is propping it up or promoting it?
This system, this society that we're in.
Bull crap. Men's channels get struck down, silenced immediately. The stuff I talk about gets considered hate speech, flagged, all this kind of stuff. Men have been put into a box to where they can't even say the truth, where women can call men trash in their titles. I'm sorry, ma'am. You're making a completely disingenuous argument. You know, you live in this world just like I do. And women in general, black women in particular, can call black men anything and get heralded praise, support, and not have to be muzzled or shut down. A man can barely agree with a woman who says she's average and not be canceled.
I just can't agree with that. I've never seen that.
Well, then open your eyes. Because if you haven't seen it, that's sad. Because it is right in front of you. My channel, they said I bashed that woman. They said I cursed that woman out. How long have you been following me?
Not very long, but I did see that viral clip.
How long? About how long?
About 4 months.
4 months. That's quite a while. I've been talking to women for 6 months. Did you watch the viral video?
Yes, I did see that clip, the viral video.
Did you see the entire interview?
No, I will admit I did not see the entire.
Well, thank you for being honest and disingenuous. You can ask me about a clip of a viral video and you're a follower for 4 months. I put up the excuse me. I put up the entire video, take out the segment, 23 minutes. You couldn't be bothered to ask. See, that's the thing. You ladies don't go looking for things that are in your face. I'm sorry, ma'am. I just don't get it. How you can honestly sit back and think of men or the white supremacy in society is putting men up on a pedestal to bash black women when you see black women tearing black men apart for the last 40 years and you say nothing. The black men they're tearing apart, that's your father. It's your brother. Because see, they don't make any distinction when they call us all nigga.
But black men aren't protecting black women either.
Excuse me?
Black men are not protecting black women by any.
First off, is your name?
Wait, who the hell is this? Where does this guy come from? What the hell? This man wants to jump in the conversation because his wife can't hold her own. Nah, don't do that. She clear points are not getting through. They're not making sense. There's no actual proof. There's no facts behind what she's speaking about. And because he sees that she's getting cooked, now he want to jump in and try to protect his woman. Maybe you should have came on the show.
I'm Sabrina.
No, I'm the husband of Sabrina, sir.
Okay. Then here's first off, don't come at me like that. If you're not Sabrina, I don't know who you are, and you didn't even introduce yourself to me.
My name is Breon Nixon, sir. I apologize, but I would like to speak if I can, in protection of my black woman.
Yeah, and you can't. And honestly, you were on here earlier, your own name.
Oh yes, I was, sir.
Right, and I dropped you for a reason because it is for women, not for you.
People to conflict with your agenda.
No, I just don't want to hear from you. Because if you, as a man, you let that run free in your house and don't check that, and you allow that amount of disinformation to go on, we got nothing to talk about. That's why I dropped you in the first place. It said women. Because unfortunately, there have been too many men who let women sit there. And if you honestly tell me as a man, you're going to sit here and co-sign black men ain't protecting black women. If you, oh, yeah. You call back on the day when I have it open for men. I hope you call back and make that argument. I'm going to go in right here. And see, that's another problem we have too much. Too many guys coming here with their capes flapping, telling women what they want to hear, acting as though they don't see this stuff and saying black men ain't protecting black women. 51% of black men are single and childless, 64% in the middle class. What do you mean about being protected? Where are their husbands? Oh, no matter how you get down to it, if you're not being protected, why? Who's there to protect you? Who's supposed to be your protector? If you're unattached, unmarried, you're out here by yourself. What is it? Every random black man who's not attached or married to you supposed to protect you? And you're out of your fucking mind. Men, if you agree or disagree, but I'm sorry. Anyway. Thank you. Shahrazad Ali. Sister Shahrazad Ali has been trying to say this since 1981. You know how you protect somebody? You hold them accountable for their actions. Black men have been held accountable for ours. Men get held accountable. And here's the thing, men will sit there and at least look and say, I'm doing bad here, I could do better here, and we will do something. We won't turn around and say, you're bashing us. You're victimizing us. It's not fair. Won't try to start shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. Start arguing with the facts. Start changing the facts, moving the goalposts. I said it before and I say it again. You want to come in here? This is exactly what I have. This is exactly what you have. This is the problem. This is why this delusion is allowed to go on. Pandering to women. Everything I said to that woman could be backed up. It wasn't based in feelings.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe.
What do you think? What do you have for me on the topic? What are we talking about? The focus fallacy.
I've kind of got in like inside of Black culture too, where they tell you, you gotta wait. I got out of a 5-year relationship, probably about 3 years ago, and everybody was telling me, you need to focus on yourself, go to school and just wait on dating. Don't, come back out. So now I've been stuck because I've been single. Now,
how long have you been single?
And, well, not from the 5-year relationship. I've been talking to guys, but it's been about 3 years since I've actually been in a real relationship.
You have any children?
No.
So who was telling you that you needed to wait?
My mom, my friends, my aunt.
What is your mother's husband? What did it say?
She doesn't have one, but
okay, then why are you listening to her? She know what the fuck she doing.
She definitely doesn't.
I'm trying to say this because so many. I'm gonna say them. Go ahead, ladies. Let me tell you, your mothers sabotage a lot of you. Your mothers love you, but they don't. They love you. They won't say it, but they don't want to see you do better than them. Because if they do, they will be moving differently. They will be telling you, daughter, don't make the mistake I did. Get a man, do something. Learn how to cooperate with a man. So, what are you doing with yourself?
Well, now I'm in school. So when I got out of that relationship, that I wasn't doing nothing. So he basically took care of me. So now, when I got out of that, I'm in my last year. This is my last semester of school. So
what are you going to school for?
Sociology.
Oh Lord, another useless degree.
And
What are you
honestly,
gonna do? What
I
are you
just
gonna do with a
realized that
degree in sociology?
I didn't realize that I wanted to do human resources until like now, but that's pretty much I really got into to sociology because I just
Because
wanted
it's
to learn
easy.
more about like it not really not because it's easy, but because I like the research and I really want to
Okay,
know about
but when
sexual
you guys,
trauma.
okay, I want to know when you sat down with the college counselor and you were picking degrees, did you pick a degree based upon the careers that it could produce?
Mm, no.
No.
I just
The answer is no. The answer is no. The answer is no. Where else? Where else can people go sign up for tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt and not know what it's for?
Right.
That's what I'm trying to get to understand. If you're in the humanities, ladies, let me say this to the audience. If you're a woman with a humanities degree, sociology, psychology, communications, business administration, business management, marketing, anything like that, you fucking need a husband. Science, technology, engineering, math, law, medicine, pharmacy, accounting. Those are the kind of degrees that you might not need a husband. Mostly everything else, unless I missed them, if it ain't in the College of Engineering, the College of Mathematics, if it ain't over on that side of the campus with science, technology, engineering, and math, you need a husband. Unless you're going to the law school. And at 27, sociology, I ain't had a relationship in 3 years. Cool. What's next?
I don't have the next.
Okay, at least you're honest.
Yo, so she got checkmated early. At least she's conceding to the points. But yeah, that's very funny. And I guarantee you she's probably not even working in the field in which she studied for. So again, she's got into debt, another useless degree that's not getting her a job in the field that she wants to work in. And she's trying to figure it out. And so,
No,
How tall are you?
because I'm 5'5", well 5'6", yeah, 5'6".
5'6"? Dress size?
Yeah. I wear 12 in dresses, so I weigh about 180 pounds. I think last time I weighed myself, I was 187 pounds. So I definitely need to, but granted, I used to be 260 pounds when I was in that relationship. So I definitely have, I guess, gotten a little better.
Okay. All right. Let me come back to that. You know everything I'm gonna say. What would I say right now?
In these 3 years, why haven't I been focusing way more?
Well, do you ever want to get married?
Definitely. Definitely.
Do you want children?
Yeah, I want like 6 kids. Crazy, huh? I want a big family. I've always imagined a big family. But I'm late. I'm definitely late.
No. See, y'all don't sound like y'all take life seriously. A woman who said she was 260 pounds, now you're down to 190. You're getting a sociology degree at 27, and you talking about you want 6 kids? You sound like kids who are making out your Christmas list. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, I want. But it's not serious because everybody has a sexual marketplace value. It's a credit rating. It's an amount of money you get to spend on the marketplace. It's what you can afford. Men have it, women have it. Can you afford a man that can afford 6 children? Is your sexual marketplace value high enough to afford a man who can provide for a wife and 6 children?
Well, no, but granted, I will work. Like, I'm not one of those women that's like, I'll put in 10%. Like, I definitely can, I definitely want to contribute to my household. Not only
What percentage
that,
of what percentage of the family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime?
for a lifetime, I mean, I'll say at least 40 to, not to say I want to go half on him, but I take up at least 40 to 50% because
40.
I've always liked
Meaning, if you stop bringing in income for any reason, the family is in serious financial jeopardy.
you right.
Is that what you're saying? You want to have to be responsible for a lifetime?
That's definitely
Think about that question. Basically says, what do you want to have to contribute? Meaning, if it's not there, what's at risk? So now, under those framings, what do you want to have to be responsible for financially for the family for a lifetime?
I take that back. Give me about, give me, I guess the normal answer, 10 to 15, 20%.
What state do you live in?
Women, we do
What
have
state do
a
you
lot
live
more.
in? What state do you live in?
I live in Georgia, Atlanta.
How much would a man need to make to afford a wife, 6 children in Atlanta?
I'm gonna assume at least 800K or to above. But the thing is, I really can't explain it. Like, I'm not looking at the dollar amount, I guess, because I would watch my.
Of course you're not, because you got to fucking spend it.
Yeah, you're right.
Ma'am.
You're right.
No cap. There's no nice way to ask this question. There's no nice way. At 800,000, what kind of professions would a man need to have to make $800,000 a year?
I'm gonna assume at least a lawyer, accountant. He has to be an engineer. Probably that. Shoot, at this point, an entertainer. You have, like, now that I think about it, for 800K, because they're not even making that a year. So
yeah. So I want to go back to what I said 5 minutes ago. You're not serious. You're laughing. I mean, I'm asking you serious life questions. You're like an attorney, a lawyer, an accountant. What accountants do you know that are almost millionaires?
Well, I was thinking more like a business, like somebody, into really high business. I mean, my cousin's into business, and I know that he's bringing in at least half of $1 million. So I'm.
How old is your cousin?
Well, now I think he's 42 or 42.
And what does your cousin do for a living?
Well, he works for Primerica, so yeah. And they just hit
you seen his paychecks?
Well, I know because they have levels in Primerica.
You've seen his paychecks? You've seen his paychecks?
No, but
You've seen his paychecks? No, ma'am, I know Primerica very well. I have a lot of respect for Primerica. You've seen his paychecks?
No.
Okay. What professions, careers would a man need to do? You said an attorney. What percentage of attorneys, what kind of attorney do you think would make $800,000 a year? What kind of practice? What kind of practice?
I would definitely say defense. Definitely defense.
Defense is just.
Or no. I'll say what is the one when they do wills, like probate or something like that? What's the one when they do like the wills, like when the big guys like pass over?
Okay.
Those people.
Okay. Tax, probate.
Something like that.
Okay. And why I'm asking these questions is because I need you ladies out here to understand that women, like I'm talking to, and like so many, you guys have just been able to you've been given a menu and said, order whatever you want. And you don't think about the cost. You don't think about anything. So this means a lot of you don't think about family planning or financial structures or anything else. So when I start asking you questions about the man, it's like, you can't even tell me what kind of law. Most attorneys don't make nowhere close to 800,000. Personal injury, corporate tax, but very few. Family, very, very few. And what percentage of men make $800,000 or more, do you think?
Well, I would take that. I'm not even going to say that they need to make. I feel like 800,000 kind of like.
Ma'am, we're not going to change the number. We got the number. You just can't change it because it's starting to get uncomfortable. You said 6 kids in Atlanta, and you ain't going to be living in East Point.
Right.
So don't change it. And the thing is, what percentage of men do you think earn that kind of money?
I'd say at least in Atlanta, I'm definitely under 10%, under 5%. Under
What
5%.
What percentage?
I say 5. I say 5%.
Look, 5 is insane. She believed most men in Atlanta make nearly $1 million a year. At least 5%. Completely diluted. Just completely diluted. And even if she was like, you know what, 800K may be a lot, I guarantee you the number wouldn't have even been more reasonable. She would probably say, you know, let's just go 500 million. Insane.
Out of your
The
mind.
number is 800K.
No, ma'am. You're talking 10% of men earn $100,000 or more. You're talking about top 5%. You're talking about in the 0.1%. So, see, when I ran that number about single black millionaires, you're talking less than 200,000 men nationwide. Around 200,000 men. And here's where it gets really hard, where it gets extremely hard. You don't have to know the profession. How old are you, 27? What's the oldest you would want your man to be?
No older than 40. No older than 40.
So you want almost a millionaire man at 40 years old.
Well,
Ma'am, it is what it is. I'm not judging it. I'm just saying this is how irrational.
I was really answering the question about 800K for 6 kids. Honestly,
well, that's what you said you wanted.
But I wouldn't, of course, like, you know, be looking for a guy to make 800K. Like, that's not kind of stuff.
Yeah, but you wanted to make it, but you don't want to pay more than 10% of the family financial load, and you do want children.
Right.
Do you want to marry an average man earning $41,000 a year? $20.50 an hour?
No, that's no. Definitely not.
Ma'am, you're 5'7", 187 pounds, down from 260. What would you rank yourself? Fresh face out of the shower, you can't use 7. Your natural face, your natural hair.
This is definitely my natural face. I give myself at least a 7, 8. 8.
I said you can't use 7.
Okay, 8. Definitely an 8.
So you put yourself up there with Beyonce.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I would.
Well, we don't. You are 5. You're average.
He said, you put yourself up there with Beyonce. She said, yeah, I do. He said, yeah, well, we don't. She thinks she's on the same level as Beyonce. We have eyes. We can't see you.
You're a solid 5.
I guess it's all up to, the person.
No, it's not. See, the difference is most people have opinions. I'm trained in this stuff.
Right.
You can think highly of yourself, ma'am, but have you seriously dated a man earning $200,000 or more? Legally.
No.
Have you dated a man
no.
making $150,000 or more legally?
My ex, he made, but like I said, it didn't work. It didn't work, so.
Okay. So why do you think you can get 4 or 5 times more several years later? See, the ultimate question I was going to ask is, do you think you or a woman like you is a worthy prize wife for a man that's in the top 1%? He's got to do a lot to be in that income bracket.
Right.
So, do you fit that?
No, no, not, no,
Okay.
no.
So, so at least you got that now. But the question is, you give yourself an 8, right up there with Beyonce. I mean, if we put your face and Beyonce's face next to one another, you're saying 50% of the men would say, I want her. 50% of the men would say they want Beyonce. That's what you're saying to the audience. That's when you say you put yourself up there with her, man.
Honestly, I really wouldn't care what somebody would rank my face, or
But see, that can't be the
or next to
answer.
Beyonce.
That can't be the answer. That's the part of the problem. You ladies don't care, but you freaking gotta care. Because you ladies judge men all the time. But when we start stop. Why wouldn't you care what men want? If you want one of these men to pay for you and the kids. I'm trying to make it make sense. Because you're gonna tell me I wouldn't care what they think. So should a man roll up to you? I don't care what you think about me making $41,000 a year. Shit, submit to me and go make my babies. And what I'm trying to show you guys, I'm not trying to humiliate anybody. What I'm trying to show you guys is the difference in what women have been told, that they can have it all, and you don't have to care about a man. And what I want, city girls, we up and da da da, get the bag, and that's what this leads to young women valuing themselves extremely high based upon little more than ego and personal pride. And you start trying to put some things to it that are for a market, and then it looks like I'm tearing people down. But yet you do the same thing to men. I do have a question though. Why would you not be okay with an average man, an average earning? What do you do for? You say you want to get a degree in sociology, right? You get a degree in sociology. Okay. So you'll be in HR or something like that, right?
Yes, I'm actually an intern now with my job for.
Okay, HR professional. Can you not hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You said you'll be an HR professional.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't nod your head. You just got to answer. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You got to be audible.
HR.
We got to show. You can't. Okay, so that means you're going to be earning between $40,000 and $60,000 a year. That's the average, around 50,000. Why can't you get with a man who's average earning too?
Honestly, that's what I was. Honestly, that's why I was saying 800K was kind of high, because I feel like even with me making, let's say, about 50 to 60K, and then he's making another, even if he was making like 80K, 90K.
No, not 80, not 80, not 80. 80 is in the top 15%. I said 41, average.
I don't know. I guess I guess it depends on the person.
No, it
Like,
doesn't.
of course,
Because see, what you're doing right now is you're sitting there trying not to offend men, but ultimately saying you will be settling for a man earning average money.
I kind of don't want to be making more than my husband, though. Of course not. I don't want to make it
Well,
unmasculine.
hold on. You're not guaranteed to make more. HR people earn 40 to 60 where you are. And if I can pull up the numbers in Atlanta, it's going to be around 42. And here's the problem. And here's the problem with that. If you don't want to be making more, no, don't overtalk me. If you don't want to make more, then you should have got married early. This is what women often do. I don't want to be making more than my husband, yet you guys wait too long to where you're earning too much. You ain't earning nothing yet. But I want to know from all my average men out there why you are why they aren't good enough.
I never said they were. I never said they wasn't good.
Okay, then why guys like that wouldn't be fit? Whatever it is, man, when I asked you, would you be willing to marry a man making 41,000? You definitively said no 3 times. So when we come back in here and talk about what they got to do and split hairs, you didn't make those concessions back then. This conversation is helping people, whether it's comfortable or not. It really is.
Right.
Because I want you to understand that your non-black counterparts don't do this. White women get with average white men. Hispanic women get with average Hispanic men. Middle Eastern, Asian, other, they get with average men, especially average. We got women in our community who, you were a large woman at one point, and even losing weight, you're still bigger than a man. You know that. Okay? You've got no children. You would give yourself, from a pride standpoint, an 8. Cool. I give you closer to a 5. All right. No, either way, you're not. Anyway, I don't want to split that hair. I want to go down that path because it goes.
Sure, we will. She's definitely not worthy of a man even making anything over 50 or 60. She'd be lucky if she gets that. She'd be lucky. You guys would be doing her a favor at that point.
But either way, it puts you around the average to above average category. There are men who would say you're below average based upon your weight. I'm going to be honest. There are men who would say you're below average based upon your weight, and then the tattoos and all the other kind of stuff. But I'm not making those judgments. My thing is, you seem to want men who are outside of what a lot of men would perceive as their sexual marketplace value. And then when I ask you about that, the answer I recall you saying is you don't care what they think.
Well, I was saying I don't care what they think as far as my looks. Like if somebody was to be like, oh, I feel like she's a 5, or I feel like she's like, that does not bother me because I'm not sleeping with those people that think about that about me, or I don't even care what they think about me because I'm never going to see those people. So I don't.
Okay, but so my retort to that is, there are men in the marketplace. What men do you care about then? The man you would want, right?
Yeah, the man I want one, not somebody that's just gonna troll me on the internet.
Ma'am, it's not about a man trolling you on the internet. And the men that you would want have higher standards than the men that you think are trolling you. That's the point. The men that I'm talking about are just a cross section of men, average men. But you want an above average or an elite level man, and those men want even more. So if you don't care what the guys who are trolling you ain't worth your time, are you what the men you want? Are you what they want from a woman?
I definitely have work to do. Let me say,
I
still have more work.
If you got work to do, that's always the question. If you got work to do, if there are women that are already there and it's crowded up there, and this is what men, why are you so thick? Why do you have to get one of those? Why can't you get a man that's already on the level you're at right now? Because if you're saying so what you are saying is, I'm not up there yet. That's what I think we're both hearing you say. Am I right? You said I got work to do. which means I'm not there yet.
Right. I still feel like
Hold
I
on,
definitely
hold
want to
on.
more weight.
If you're not there yet, that means I still got work to do. Yes or no?
Correct.
Right. But where you are right now, would you accept the man where you are right now? And where you are right now is much better than where you were when you were 260 pounds.
I would like. I don't have a problem with somebody. It's just that I find it like dudes that make I guess I'm not even gonna say 40 dudes that making it like, let's say the warehouse jobs that normally these dudes work now. Like if they're making like $30,000, they don't have. For me, I feel like they don't have enough ambition. Like they don't want to get up and go.
Huh? Man, I hope Kevin checks her. I hope he just does it right now.
Go out, do things like they can. It seems like they're all about just talking and not actually doing things. It seems like the only guys, well, in my experience that I've come across, that are open to, living life are older guys that's making more money. And it seems like when I get with guys that are making less, I'm doing more than them, i.e., helping them get a car, like their car breakdown, or I'm helping them pay bills.
You're going all the way down to a guy who's you went down to a guy who's making 30,000. That's not a guy who's making average money. You just tried to equated. Hold on. I'll let you speak. You equated a guy who's making average money to a guy who's making $15 an hour and lacks ambition, and that's disrespectful to average men. I won't let you do that. I let you speak because I want you to get I let you speak because I want you to get your thought out. But I do want you women to start making different distinctions, because you talk about men like we're all the same in their levels. And what has come through is the men that you want are above your level. And the men that are on your level, you don't necessarily want. And you say because they lack ambition. Well, ma'am, the men who have ambition have wives that look like that. That's the hardcore reality. Being in HR is not ambitious. It's a job. And this is part of that city girl, get the bag, we up, such and so forth. You got average women talking like y'all are boss bitches. And you're average, talking about ambition. At 27, you haven't been rude, you haven't been nasty, but the mindset is still the same. So we're gonna put a comma right here. We're gonna fast forward, okay? This was tough. Let's just get all the way to the end. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, it doesn't work out. You never really find the guy who's on your level or that you're quite a fit with. It just wasn't in the cards, and you don't have any kids, but you've lived a professional life or whatever. At age 55, if you're single and childless, what does life look like? If you're unmarried and no children, what does life look like for you socially?
55, no kids, not married, I'd definitely be depressed. I'll be honest with you. I'd definitely be depressed, probably more than likely.
Okay. If you don't get married, are you going to have enough money to pay for your retirement and live comfortably from age 65 to 85?
Definitely, because I'm definitely planning for retirement now. So
how much would you need to retire to live from 65 to 85?
Based off my math, I think it was like right at about 300 something K. It was right about 320 or something.
You think $300,000 will last you 20 years of elder care?
Well, based off my job and, like, let's say.
No, ma'am.
I'm hoping that I have.
No. I asked you a straightforward question. You're saying $300,000 to last 20 years.
Yeah, because I'm expecting.
Okay, listen. $300,000 for 20 years. Ma'am, That ain't even $20,000 a year. That's like $16,000 a year. That's poverty wages. Let me give you the real number.
Okay.
1.9 million. If you were 25 and making $50,000 today, 0 children, not married, and you got a cost of living rate increase for the next 40 years, and you stack $200 away every month for the next 40 years, you would still have a $750,000 shortfall in your retirement. And what I'm showing is that women without men, you underestimate or overestimate the notion that you think in your elder years, because I guess you're going to say, I'm going to have my house paid off, my car. It is extremely expensive to age in this country. But we keep pumping this city girl youth culture to our women to where you guys are miscalculating your geriatric years and you're mismanaging your prime years. Which is why when I asked at 55, you said I'd be depressed. Ma'am, based upon this conversation, that is much more likely. Much more likely based upon this conversation. So I would say go back and listen to this passionately. Run the number. If you have somebody who worked at Primerica, I got a lot of respect for Primerica. The numbers, I know Primerica. I was in Primerica. I get it. But man, 1 point, and you're HR, 1.9. You can't think $300,000 is enough. So what am I telling the audience? What did I say earlier? Unless you are a woman earning a lot of money, a husband is not a luxury. You need a man. And that's what hasn't been told to our community. It's not a want, it's not a desire. And the way you've described a man, I asked you specifically, what do you want? And what you've given me is what you want. And that's how you pick men. You don't pick men based upon need. Not once have I heard you talk about the needs. I haven't asked about the needs, but I gave you room to speak about them. We haven't talked about the man's character, his ability to lead, what he is. I focused on what I know women actually do and give women an opportunity to talk about the stuff that's really important. So it's not that like as though you couldn't answer those things. So go back and listen to this, man, because like I said, our non-Black counterparts, women, then y'all get upset when the guy get with a white woman. Hold on just a second. I'm bringing in Miss McCormick. Hey, Miss McCormick, how are you?
Wow, what a video. I want you guys to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. It was crazy and they got surgical. Wow. But yeah, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys haven't already, and turn on post notifications. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.